Hey guys, what's up? It's the one and only one man here. Today we are doing something pretty cool. So, I have made a custom Pip-boy styled map. This map is not canon, just so you know. It's merely an interpretation of the greater Salt Lake area during the events of the Fallout universe. This area hasn't been explored in any of the games, at least to the best of my knowledge, and another inspiration for this map was the Fallout show. I really liked this show. I really encourage you to check this show out. It's funny, it's good. I thought it nailed the tone of Fallout pretty well. So, and it's also, I've been having a blast getting back into Fallout 4. So I use snazzy maps to create this map, as well as a set of icons from the use of the games, location markers. All that's going to be linked in the description below. Anyway, this is the Salt Lake Valley, all the way up to Ogden. Fallout, this area is claimed by New Jerusalem and New Canaan. Admittedly, I don't really know that much about this area other than a quick glance over the Wikipedia page for New Canaan. All I can tell you is that it's not pretty. This area is already a desert before the bombs drop, so I can imagine it only gets worse when you introduce high levels of nuclear radiation and the collapse of society. This area would have been hit pretty hard, I think, considering that there's an Air Force base and there's a lot of government assets in the region. Also because there's not much going on there anyway. Those things considered, I have taken some creative liberties with the names of places. The main focus of this map is the Salt Lake Valley along I-15. That's where most of the people in Utah live, at least. You can see on the southern end of the Salt Lake Valley all the way up to what is Ogden, the shores of the Great Salt Lake, and west into the wasteland. And the west is already a wasteland, even before the bombs dropped. A couple of notable places that I placed down are Smith's Ballpark, which I named B Ballpark. This takes inspiration from Diamond City in Fallout 4, which I thought was a really cool idea. The military fort, Fort Douglas, I think would be a major point of interest if it wasn't already created. Again, taking after Fallout 4. One thing I thought would be funny was turning the local amusement park into a Nuka world. Also like Fallout 4. Lagoon, as it's called, is pretty popular here, so I felt it right to include. In New Canaan and New Jerusalem, there are a couple of temples. These are holy sites for the Mormons, which have dominated the area since the 1840s, when they first settled here. So it would make logical sense that survivors would cling to these areas and rebuild society around them. You also notice in the western part of the map, there's not much going on. That's because this is the Salt Flats. People don't live out here. There's really not much of interest. I've been out there, it sucks. But unless you find flat stretches of desert, salt interesting, there's not too much to look at. So I did put a couple of raider camps and a couple settler camps out there, but there wouldn't be really much exploring out there if you were to be there. So there are 4 vaults, and I think that's just because you need vaults in Fallout. Any Fallout game, any Fallout map should have some vaults here and there. I know it doesn't line up with some things, and don't ask me about lore, because I haven't thought about that. I also thought that the Brotherhood of Steel should be here. They're present in a lot of things. I think they're really cool. They're a really fun faction to play. But where would I put them? I can't put them at the airport. I've already done so much like Fallout 4. Now let's do something different. So I put them in a few camps. Their HQ would be the Olympus Brotherhood. I know like their names are more Latin based, but Olympus is the closest thing I could get. Unless I wanted to be like in Scipio, way down there. Anyway, that seemed to fit the theme of the Brotherhood, and I put their second camp with a little bit more local name, being Count Bountiful, a little bit more central. I came up with a couple different raider gangs that would be constant conflict with New Canaan and New Jerusalem, these being the Saltmen and the Unholy Ones. I kind of imagine the Saltmen being like mountain men type people, and the other one, the Unholy Ones, were just like anti of the Mormons, just really opposed to the fact that these new settlements are theocratic states. So I have linked all the sources to these maps in the description. If you guys want to see more Fallout style maps, be sure to let me know. These maps was really fun to make, and it's great for RPG tabletopps. And let me know if you want to see another area in the Fallout style, or if you want to see me do a fantasy or dystopian version of another place of the US or another world. Alright. Take care.